Hello, my name is Eduardo Aguilar, and today I am going to talk about the history of the freight jet. The freight jet, electrical appliances in the form of a double-walled metal cabinet that was equipped with mesh shelves and containers, which would be used to keep the food cold. The cold is produced by evaporation or by the release of a refrigerant fluid that works by extracting heat from a body at a certain temperature and transferring it to another that is at a higher temperature. If kept at low temperature, food stays fresh in its immediate environment to reduce the rate of a reproduction of harmful bacteria. When it was invented, the first cooling system would be found in ancient Persia around the 4th century before Christ. The Persians, famous for their wealth and ingenuity, devised the watchal, which literally means ice well. Previously, what was done was to collect blocks of snow from the mountain and put them in the caves, rooms, or boxes that would become improvised refrigerators. Since the etymology of this term is the Latin nivarius, whose literal meaning is full of snow. According to some sources in 1805, the American inventor Oliver Evans designed the first refrigerating machine. 10 years later, his compatriot and Dr. John Gurry, a Florida physician, built a refrigerator based on Evans' design to make ice to cool the air for his yellow fever patents. In year 1834, the American living in London, Jacob Perkins, he manufactured artificial ice for the first time in history. The first device made by Perkins would appear in 1815. It was a bulky cabinet inside which large blocks of ice were introduced. The chambers were insulated with a cover and the food was stored in small compartments, since the ice, together with the initial materials, occupied almost all the usual space. More than refrigerators of refrigerators, they were simple refrigerators that did not differ much from the snow cabinets of the 16th century. Around year 1879, the first domestic refrigerator of the mechanical nature would come onto the market. This would be invented and manufactured by the German Karl van Linden. It used an ammonia circuit and its system was powered by a steam pump. More than 12,000 units of this device were sold in 1891. 1 year after, the engineer Seeger would give the refrigerator in a final form. In year 1923, Baker von Platter and Karl Munters invented the electric refrigerator, the Electrolux model, whose patent was bought by the American firm Kelvinator, which would be mass-produced 2 years later. But it was a dangerous appliance due to the use of toxic gases such as ammonia and sulfuric acid, problem that was overcome with the inventory of freon. In 1913, with that last touch, the refrigerator acquired its final form. In the year 1931, Thomas Midgley discovered chlorofluorocarbons, which, due to these properties, has since been widely used to cooling machines such as air conditioning equipment and the refrigerators, but on the industrial and domestic scale. How does it work? It's basically consisting of the thermostat to regulate the cold inside, which controls a compressor loaded with a gas. Through a process of compression and decompression of this gas, we are able to deliver cold to the interior of the refrigerator and remove to the heat through the grill on the back. The refrigerator circuit is a closed circuit which rarely breaks down, but if this happened, we will have to call a professional to adjust the necessary average gas level or even completely replace it for this perfect operation. On the other hand, there are a series of maintenance operations that we can carry out and with which will extend the average life of our refrigerator. Auto defrost basically works as follows. The frost and ice turn into the water that slides down of gutter into a tank or bucket located about the engine. When restarting the refrigerator, the heat from the motor will cause the water to evaporate. In turn, the water produces the cooling of the engine. Are some the things to keep in the mind when maintaining refrigerator. Keep the fridge clean. Regularly clean the inside and outside of the refrigerator with a mild detergent. Wipe down the shelves and door, and be sure to vacuum the coils in the back. The door seal. Make sure they are thick and free of dirt, food particles, and pet hair. If they don't seal well, you may need to repair them. Keep the fridge full. Don't let the food spoil there. Rotate your stock regularly and always use all the food before buying new. Check the temperature setting. The ideal rank is 37 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit for the freezer and 0 to 5 degrees Fahrenheit for the freezing. If it's too hot or too cold, adjust your thermostat setting accordingly and consider using sensor that will alert you if the temperature exceeds acceptable limits.